182, Mataji.
182. So Caitanya Bhagavata, which glorifies Caitanya, Adi Leela glorifies Chaitanya's childhood and Yavan pastimes. So in the Yavan pastimes, we have seen that how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he displayed the scholastic pastimes and very much impressed with the scholastic pastimes of his. Many scholars from Navadvip, many students from Navadvip, they joined Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in Navadvip. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes to Navadvip, he comes to know that Lakshmi Priya has left her body. She has left this world. In this way, but he knew it. But though he knew it, now he is Krishna himself. For him, what is lamentation? Anyhow, Lakshmi is never separated from Krishna, from Narayana. But still, to enact a pastime like an ordinary person, he is lamenting. Then he began to speak with patience. By the assistance of Bhrigu, when Maharaj Bali, the king of the demons, dethroned Indra, the king of heaven, and seized his opulences, fame, wealth, and kingdom, Aditi, the mother of the demigods, became overwhelmed with lamentation. Approached her beloved husband, Maharshi Kashyap offered prayers and inquired about possible means of reinstating her sons. In astonishment, Kashyap speaks the following reply in the Srimad Bhagavatam, 8th canto, 16th chapter, 19th verse. Kasya ke pati putradya moha eva hi karanam. So now here, Aditi, her sons are the demigods. So now when the mother of demigods, that is Aditi, when she comes to know that Diti's son, in that category who comes, all the asuras come. And Bali Maharaj was the king of the asuras. Though Bali Maharaj is a great devotee, but still he is born in the asura family. Bali Maharaj is grandson of Prahlad Maharaj. Now see, Prahlad Maharaj is also a great devotee. Means he said he is one of the Mahajanas. But what to do? He is born in an Asura family. So born in an Asura family, even Prahlad Maharaj is a great devotee. So that doesn't mean that the throne can be given to Bali Maharaj. Though Bali Maharaj is more qualified even than the demigods. But then the culture will start in the same way. It will be going to the Asuras then. So that is why it was Krishna's arrangement that it has to come back to the Asuras, not to the Asuras. So all those arrangement is done. Krishna takes the form of Vamana. But when all this happens, seizing the kingdom, the Asuras coming headed by Bali, seizing the kingdom, that is the time Mother Aditi is crying. And Kashyap Muni, who is a self-realized soul, he says, who is husband? Who is son? Who is friend of whom? If he say this person is my husband, this person is my child. But in real sense, who is husband? Who is son? Who is friend? Actually, no one is related with anyone. Ignorance, science alone is the cause of this misunderstanding. Kasya ke pati putradya moha eva hi karanam. Because of attachment based on bodily platform, we call, oh, he is my son, he is my husband, he's my grandson. All these things happen only because of moha. Moha means ignorance. When a person forgets his relationship with Krishna, that is the time he identifies himself with body relations. Now one can ask, why when Sukadeva Goswami was running, why Vyasa is saying putreti, putreti, running behind? So here Sukadeva Goswami is a great devotee. You can have attachment to your devotee child. You can have attachment to your devotee husband, devotee wife. Why? Because the only aim of attachment is to serve Krishna very nicely. That is the only purpose. There is no other purpose beyond this. That attachment is not meant for sense gratification. Now, two types of attachment. Attachment as a Yukta Vairagi and attachment as a Falgu Vairagi. So Yukta Vairagi, he connects everything in Krishna's service. That is Yukta Vairagi. He knows how to connect everything in Krishna's service. And Falgu Vairagi is he uses everything for his sense gratification. So in this way, here attachment just on the bodily platform is wrong. Kashyap Muni tells to Aditi, प्रभु बले माता दुख भावे की कारणे भवितव्य ये आछे से कंदीबे के वने. Why are you feeling so sad? Who can check what is destined to happen? Why are you crying so much? Have faith in Krishna. When something is something goes from our hand, that means, or some failure is seen, there is a divine arrangement. Some success is there is also divine arrangement. Some failure is there is also divine arrangement. So we don't know what is going to happen. Why are you feeling so sad? Bhavatibhyaha. Some wonderful thing is going to happen. It has been destined by the providence, will of providence. Or it is an arrangement of providence. By their own desires, the living entity accumulates pious, impious fruits. Avashyam eva bhoktavyam kritam karma shubhashubham. A person must enjoy the fruits of his pious and impious activities. These fruits are finished only by enjoying them. So here it is said that pious, impious activities, that is all because of our past karmas. And once the fruits are finished, because fruits are finished after enjoying them, isn't it? So a person accumulates a lot of pious fruits. Shine punye, again, martyalokam vishanti, he has to come back. He has to suffer for the impious activities. So all these things are nothing but the game of karma. Mata kalagati kehakaro nahe ataiva samsara anitya veda kohe ईश्वर अधिनासे सकल संसार संयोग वियोग के करिते पारे आर. So such is the current of time. No one is related to anyone else. Therefore, the Vedas declare that this material world is temporary. All universes are under the control of the Supreme Lord. Who other than the Supreme Lord can unite or separate people? Only by the will of the Lord are the living entities in this material world separated or united. In other words, they take birth and death. No other hand or authority is involved. The proper propensities of directing and being directed are present in the living entities. And the Supreme Lord, although the living entities have independence because their desire for sense gratification is incompatible, they are forced to enjoy its bitter fruit. This unpalatable fruit is limited to the conditional soul's field of enjoyment. Only on the strength of worshipping the Supreme Lord can the living entities become freed from mundane falsehood. And the conception of being the doer, Maya, the neglected external energy of the Lord, punishes the living entities for misusing their independence by torturing them with the threefold miseries produced from the three modes of nature. Therefore, in happiness and distress, in good fortune or in bad, everything, everywhere, the auspicious hand of Krishna is present. In this mode, everyone should give up illusion and turn towards the service of the Supreme Lord. As a result, at some auspicious moment, the necessity of praying for the mercy of the Lord may arise in the minds of living entities. So in this purport, Srila Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur speaks about the karmas, the role of karma, the game of karma. But everything again is dependent on the will of Lord. So it is because of the will of Lord, and also one's karma, a person takes birth and dies. There is no other authority beyond this. Krishna says very nicely here. And now whatever fruits a conditioned soul is experiencing, again that fruits sometimes may be very wonderful according to the activities he has done. And sometimes it may be very horrible. It may be very horrible. So again, we cannot blame Krishna for it. Because of the will of providence only, a person takes birth and a person dies also. So it is all because of the one's own karma. And then if Krishna's anumati is not there, then what will happen? So that is why one has to understand whatever he's experiencing, it is his own karmas. And then if he sees the mercy of Lord, then he can understand even the punishment which a person gets is also mercy of Krishna. The distaste in this material world is also mercy of Krishna. When after experiencing so much of dukkhas, a person develops distaste, that is also mercy of Krishna. And when he is having a lot of advantageous positions, and if he is utilizing in Krishna's service, then one should understand it is anugrahami. That is why there is a verse which Srila Prabhupada used to always speak, Yasyaham anugrahami harishita dhanam shanaihi. On to whoever Krishna has bestowed his special mercy, what Krishna does? First thing Krishna does is removes all the tendency to have sense gratification. So the money which is used for one's own sense gratification, that is first removed. And it is replaced by Lakshmi. Lakshmi comes to serve Krishna. So Lakshmi comes to serve Krishna. So because the money is not there, so naturally, Swajanam Dukkha Dukkitam, Tejanti Yasyaha. Even the Swajanans, what they do, they also go out because they see that the person is utilized, is not the relative or whoever it is. He is not spending the money onto that person. Like the Deepavali festival happened. What happens when a person accumulates a lot of fruits? After accumulating a lot of fruits, he goes on spending to his relatives. And then relatives, they hover, they come to him just because he's giving some gift. The moment he stops giving the gift, nobody is going to ask him also. On the contrary, devotees, what they do, they utilize the same money in Krishna's service. That is what becomes Lakshmi. It becomes Lakshmi. The moment you utilize in Krishna's service, it becomes Lakshmi. So it is said, as a result, at some auspicious moment, the necessity for praying for mercy is very much important. Ataivaye haila ishwari chaya haila se karyeya ara dukkha kere hataya. Therefore, whatever has happened for the desire of the Supreme Lord was destined. Why should you lament? Now, Caitanya Mahaprabhu is speaking this to all his relatives, to his mother. Whatever has happened, it is all again destiny. Like how Kashyap Muni spoke to Aditi. In the same way, Caitanya Mahaprabhu, after knowing that the whole relatives are all lamenting because of the disappearance of Lakshmi Devi, he says, anyhow, it is all will of Krishna. Why should we lament? Swamira agrete gangapaya yek sukruti tarabada arake va ache bhagyavati. Who is more fortunate and pious than a woman who leaves her body before her husband dies? It is said the most important piety for a woman is she leaves before the husband. That is more important. So anyhow, she has done a lot of pious activity. That is why Lakshmi Priya has left What can be so wonderful than this? Yai mata prabhu jananira prabhodhiya rahilena nija kriye apta ganalaya. In this way, Lord pacified his mother. And then he started carrying out his duties along with the company of his friends. Shunya prabhura ati amrita vachana sabara haila sarva dukkha vimochana. When they heard this amrita vachana from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, all their grief, everything there was relieved. Everyone was relieved of all the lamentation. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's words are like nectar. The Lord is Narayana, the master of the spiritual world. He is not subject to being overcome by ignorance. He is directly Vidyavadhu Jivanam, the life of transcendental knowledge. He is always engaged in relishing scholastic pastimes. So Vidyavadhu Jivanam. Vidyavadhu is Harinam Sankirtan. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu comes to inaugurate the Harinam Sankirtan. Though the scholastic pastimes was displayed, that is just to keep the people under control. Because now those times, they are just influenced by such scholastic people. And because of their scholarship, they had so much of pride. And because of that pride, they never took up devotional service. Now, how to break their pride? Sometimes proud people have to be shown some opulences. So the most opulent thing which attracts others is the knowledge. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu first displayed the scholastic pastimes. The moment the scholastic pastimes was done, and now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has to display the purpose, the original bhava for which he has appeared. The bhava in which he has appeared, the bhava is to spread Harinam Sankirtan. Yajyahe Sankirtanaha praya vidantihi sumedasaha. That is the only purpose Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has appeared to show the scholastic past or to spread the Harinam Sankirtan. That's the only reason Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has appeared. So now Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is going to show the Mahavadanyaya mood. Mahavadanyaya means the most merciful form. In the most merciful form, it is giving Harinam to others. There cannot be any merciful activity beyond this. Giving Harinam Sankirtan is very, very important. So here Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Narayana himself, he has brought a wonderful dhana. That is Golokera Prema Dhana Harinam Sankirtan. Vidya Vadhu. This is Vidya Vadhu. Vadhu means the wife of Vidya. What is the use of knowledge if there is no wife? What is the use of a husband if there is no wife? Or husband and wife, they go together. So Vidya, if it is compared to husband, then Vadhu is the wife. So what is Vadhu? Vadhu is Harinam Sankirtan. Without Harinam Sankirtan, so-called scholarship has no sense. So Jivanam here becomes, for Vidya, what is Jivanam? That is Harinam Sankirtan. Harinam Sankirtan is Jivanam. Enamate Vaikuntanayaka Gaurahari Kautuke Achena Vidyarase Kridakori. Thus, Sri Gaurahari, the Lord of Vaikunta, happily enjoyed scholastic pastimes in Navati. Sri Krishna Chaitanya Nityananda Chanda Jana Vindavana Dasa Kachu Pada Yuge Gana. Accepting Sri Chaitanya Nityananda Prabhu as my life and soul, I Vrindavan Das sing the glories of the lotus feet. So here, taking the shelter of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Nityananda Prabhu, Vrindavan Das Thakur sings the glories of their lotus feet. Thus ends this English translation of the Gaudiya Bhashya commentary on Sri Caitanya Bhagavata Adikhand, chapter 14, entitled Lord's Travel to East Bengal and Disappearance of Lakshmi Priya. So after Lakshmi Priya disappears, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's marriage happens with Vishnu Priya. So Lord has three Lakshmis: Shri Lakshmi, Mahalakshmi, Bhulakshmi, Leela Lakshmi. Mahalakshmi, Bhulakshmi. So Bhulakshmi is Vishnu Priya. Bhulakshmi is Lakshmi Priya, Mahalakshmi Vishnu Priya, and Leela Lakshmi is Mayapur Navdeep Dham itself. So in this way, all three Lakshmis appear when Krishna appears. So sometimes we say Lakshmi Priya is Mahalakshmi, Vishnu Priya is Bhulakshmi, and Leela Lakshmi anyhow is Navdeep. So all the three Lakshmis are there when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, is Krishna himself, appears. So marriage to Vishnu Priya, this topic we'll be taking tomorrow. So today, slowly, we are resuming our classes because a lot of gap came because of the festivals. Now we have to see again, we are strictly having these classes. Hare Krishna, any doubts in this? Any doubts? Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, no questions right now.
Did we close the today this?
8:45.
We have closed, huh?
Yes, Mother.
Okay, Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.